You know what no one talks about enough? What no one has the courage to admit openly? It's the way your eyes and your brain simply slow down, losing strength after 60 as if they were entering power saving mode without asking your permission. I'm not talking about a diagnosed disease. I'm not talking about something that shows up in expensive medical exams. I'm talking about the everyday things that everyone feels but pretends are normal. Waking up with blurry vision that takes 10 long minutes to clear completely. Walking into a room with purpose and completely forgetting why you went there. Standing there like an idiot, looking at a computer or phone screen, and feeling your eyes burn after just 5 minutes, as if someone had thrown sand in them. It is real. It is tangible. It is measurable. It is not just inevitable aging as you were told. And it is definitely not something you need to accept passively as if it were your destiny. Here is a scientific fact that might shock you deeply and change how you view aging. Recent findings published in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging revealed that over 92% of adults over 65 lack at least one key nutrient absolutely necessary for eye and brain repair during sleep, not during the day when you are awake, but during sleep when the body should be rebuilding itself. This means that every night, without exception, your body is literally starving, desperate for the nutrients it needs to rebuild your deteriorated memory cells and refresh your tired, dry eyes that can barely focus. And no one is talking about this openly. No one is warning you. Doctors don't mention it in quick 15-minute consultations. I am Dr. James Porter, a doctor for over 3 decades, working specifically with older adults. If this is your first time here on this channel, I am happy you are watching, and I strongly encourage you to subscribe if you genuinely care about living sharper, longer, and stronger after 60 without depending on prescription drugs. Because today, we are going to talk about natural juices, but not just any generic juice you find at the supermarket full of sugar and preservatives. These are 4 specific natural drinks that science now conclusively shows can literally recharge your brain and your vision while you sleep deeply. No expensive supplements and capsules, no pharmacy pills with side effects, just real and powerful foods, mixed the right way, taken at the right time of day for maximum absorption. It sounds too simple to be true when you hear it like that, I know. And it is simple in execution, anyone can do it at home. But the effect on your body is deeply powerful and measurable in weeks. I have seen patients of mine go from constant memory lapses that made them feel incompetent and extreme screen fatigue that stopped them from reading, to waking up genuinely refreshed, seeing clearly without that morning fog, remembering more details of conversations and events, all simply by adding the right juice to their evening or morning routine. It's not magic. It's not an empty promise. It's basic biochemistry applied correctly. So let me guide you step by step through what is really happening inside your aging body, what is deteriorating silently, and what these 4 scientifically validated powerful juices can do specifically for you. But before we dive deep into the scientific details and the exact recipes, if you are enjoying this content that goes against what the pharmaceutical industry wants you to know, leave a like now to help more people discover this vital information. Subscribe to the channel to receive weekly videos on real health based on science, not laboratory propaganda. And tell me in the comments, how old are you and what is your biggest challenge with vision or memory currently? I want to know you and your story. Now let's start with the first juice, probably the most familiar but the most underestimated of all. The first and probably the most familiar of all, but one that most elderly people completely ignore without understanding its real power. If you ask me to name a juice that people over 60 completely underestimate, it would be carrot juice without hesitation. And that is a tragic mistake because it is literally within everyone's reach. Carrot juice is one of the few natural drinks that directly nourish both your retina and your prefrontal cortex, the absolute center of memory and focus in the brain that controls who you are. I will explain exactly how this works at the cellular level so you understand the power you are holding. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which your body intelligently converts into active vitamin A. Vitamin A is absolutely essential, not optional, for maintaining the health of your retina, specifically the photoreceptor cells that allow you to see in low light environments without stumbling. Without enough vitamin A circulating in your blood, these delicate cells begin to degenerate progressively, causing night blindness that scares you, constant blurry vision, and dry eyes that itch irritatingly, all extremely common in older adults that no one explains properly. But that is only half of the fascinating story here. Carrot juice also contains lutein and zeaxanthin in significant amounts, two powerful carotenoids that have been scientifically proven in multiple studies to protect the macula, that tiny but crucial part of your eye responsible for sharp, detailed central vision that you need to read, drive, and recognize faces. These natural compounds don't just prevent future damage like many think, they actively help the eye recover from accumulated oxidative stress, especially after years of intense exposure to bright screens or harmful ultraviolet light from the sun. Now let's talk specifically about the brain, because that is where it gets even more impressive. Carrot juice is naturally high in falcarinol, a natural plant compound that has been demonstrated in laboratories to protect delicate neuronal membranes and reduce chronic inflammation in brain tissue that causes brain fog. A robust study published in the Respected Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience in 2021 found that daily consumption of beta-carotene-rich juice significantly improved working memory and cognitive recall in seniors over 65, especially those already showing early signs of cognitive decline that scared them. A concrete example from that same scientific study: participants who drank 250 milliliters of pure carrot juice every morning for 8 consecutive weeks showed an impressive 13% improvement in visual recall tests compared to the placebo group that drank nothing. This might not sound like much when you hear the number like that, until you realize in practice that this is the brutal difference between completely forgetting your longtime neighbor's name and remembering exactly where you left your keys without searching desperately. And here is the real secret that changes everything regarding absorption. Unlike many other juices you might drink, carrot juice is fat-soluble by nature, which technically means your body absorbs its precious nutrients much better when you strategically pair it with a healthy fat, like a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil or a small handful of rich nuts. The fat unlocks the complete absorption of the carotenoids that, without it, would pass straight through your system without being utilized. So if you are going to make carrot juice a genuine part of your health routine, here is exactly what I recommend based on 30 years of clinical experience. Make it fresh in the morning. Never use processed box juice full of added sugar and preservatives. Use 2 to 3 medium carrots, carefully peeled and freshly squeezed. Add a thin slice of ginger if you want a spicy kick that also helps digestion, or a generous squeeze of lemon for extra vitamin C that potentiates absorption. And more importantly, drink it with breakfast, not isolated on an empty stomach. Something with healthy fat, even if it's just a slice of whole grain bread with avocado spread, can make all the difference between minimal absorption and maximum absorption of the nutrients. Because when your body finally receives the right fuel, it has been silently asking for years, your eyes literally wake up clearer, your mind sharpens like a blade, and your whole day starts to look completely different from what you were used to. Coming up next, a deep red juice that might be even more powerful than carrot, especially if you constantly struggle with frustrating brain fog or poor blood circulation that leaves extremities cold. It is bold in flavor, it is earthy and strong, and it works frighteningly fast in your body. Let's talk about beet juice, the real power of which few seniors know. Let's be honest and direct here. Most people over 60 don't think about cerebral blood flow when they think about frustrating memory loss or blurry vision. That doesn't improve with new glasses. But they should think about it obsessively because without strong and constant circulation, your brain and your eyes are literally dying of hunger for the only thing they absolutely depend on to survive and function: fresh oxygen. And that is exactly where beet juice comes in as an unsung hero. Beets are naturally rich in dietary nitrates, Powerful natural compounds. When you drink fresh beet juice, these nitrates are biochemically converted into nitric oxide in your body, a miraculous natural molecule that directly signals your blood vessels to relax and expand dramatically. This scientific process is called vasodilation, and it matters tremendously for your health because as your blood vessels expand and open, more blood rich in vital oxygen reaches your starving brain and your delicate retina, delivering the precious fuel that these critical organs desperately need to repair themselves, especially during the night when you should be regenerating. A robust clinical study published in the respected Nitric Oxide Journal in 2020 found that adults over 60 who drank beet juice daily had significantly improved cerebral blood flow, particularly in the frontal lobe, which is the specific area responsible for sustained attention, decision-making, and short-term memory that makes you remember conversations. That same impressive study showed that after just 4 consistent weeks, participants had measurable faster reaction times and better focus during challenging cognitive tests compared to before. And when we speak specifically about your tired eyes, nitric oxide also plays an absolutely crucial protective role that few know about. It actively supports the complex vascular network of the retina, helping to prevent progressive microvascular damage that can lead directly to age-related macular degeneration that steals vision from millions. Another scientific study published in the Journal of Ocular Pharmacology and Therapeutics in 2019 confirmed definitively that increased nitric oxide production from regular consumption of beet juice helped maintain healthy retinal thickness and reduce destructive oxidative stress in naturally aging subjects. What I absolutely love most about beet juice is the impressive speed with which it works in your system. Because unlike fat-soluble compounds that take hours to be slowly absorbed, nitric oxide production from beet juice starts dramatically within 30 minutes after you drink the glass. This literally means sharper mental focus, better blood flow pulsing through the entire brain, and clearer and more defined vision, sometimes noticeable within the very same day you drink it for the first time. Of course, individual results vary from person to person depending on general health condition. But if you have been feeling mentally slow and heavy, as if you were walking in sand, or if your eyes feel constantly tired, opaque and dull, or painfully strained by the afternoon, this could be the powerful natural boost your body has been silently begging for months or years. So here is exactly how I recommend you drink beet juice for maximum efficacy. Use a raw medium beet, peel carefully, cut into slices, squeeze fresh with a small apple or half an orange to balance the strong, earthy flavor that can be intimidating at first. Drink it in the afternoon, specifically between 2 and 4 p.m., when most people feel that terrible drop in energy and mental clarity that makes you want to sleep. You can also strategically pair it with a brisk 15-minute walk to further maximize blood flow through the entire body. But even alone, without any exercise, it is incredibly powerful and transformative. Just 1 glass a day, 250 milliliters, and your brain and eyes receive the oxygen-rich blood they were desperately needing for so long without you knowing. Now let's move on to a completely different type of regenerative power, one that works at the deepest cellular level, actively rebuilding and protecting your fragile neurons and delicate retinal cells that control everything. Coming up next is the deep purple juice that most people completely ignore, blueberry juice, which can literally create new brain cells. Some foods just protect against future damage like a shield, but some actually help actively rebuild what time and age have cruelly taken away, brick by brick. And blueberry juice does both simultaneously in a powerful way. Before we move on to the third juice, I need to tell you something that can accelerate your results impressively. Look, juices work wonderfully, but the truth is that most people over 60 have deficiencies so deep that just juices can take months to correct. And when your vision is worsening fast, you don't have months to wait. That was why when I discovered IGenics, I was genuinely impressed for the first time in years with a supplement. It uses the AREDS 2 formula, the scientific gold standard recommended by ophthalmologists worldwide for healthy vision. But what really won me over were the ingredients and real therapeutic dosages, not those ridiculous homeopathic doses. It has 400 microsaccharids of concentrated blueberry extract for cellular regeneration of the retina, 80 mite of ginkgo biloba that dramatically improves blood flow to the optic nerve, 350 micrograms of turmeric with bioprine that increases absorption by 2,000%, and the exact combination of 20 milliliters of lutein and 10 milliliters of zeaxanthin that studies show improved contrast sensitivity in just 12 weeks. Completely natural, vegan, manufactured in a certified GMP facility in the USA, without chemical fillers. I saw patients who came in desperate with blurry vision, difficulty driving at night, and after 8 weeks taking IGenics with the juices, they walked into the office smiling, saying they could read without straining and drive with confidence again. So if you are serious about restoring your vision while it is still possible, consider adding IGenics to your routine. It's like giving your body all the tools at once, an attack on multiple fronts. I will leave information pinned in the comments if you want to investigate. It is not mandatory, but if you want to accelerate results and give your body the best chance possible, it is worth considering. Now let's get to the third purple juice that literally stimulates the creation of new brain cells even after age 70. Some foods just protect against future damage like a passive shield, but some actually help actively rebuild what time and age have cruelly taken away over the years. And blueberry juice does both simultaneously in an extraordinary way. Blueberries are one of the richest natural sources of anthocyanins that exist on the planet, extremely powerful antioxidants that not only fight destructive inflammation, they also stimulate neurogenesis, a sophisticated scientific term that means something revolutionary. They help your body literally create new functional brain cells even in advanced old age when everyone says it is impossible. This is not just pretty laboratory theory without practical application. A landmark historical study published in the prestigious Journals of Gerontology Series A in 2020 showed conclusively that older adults who consumed wild blueberry juice daily for 12 consecutive weeks experienced significant and measurable improvements in memory recall, mental processing speed, and visible neural activation in brain MRI scans comparing before and after. Researchers directly linked these impressive effects to the ability of anthocyanins to cross the blood-brain barrier, that protective membrane that blocks most substances, reduce destructive oxidative stress in the hippocampus, which is the memory center, and dramatically increase brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF for short, an absolutely crucial protein that helps brain cells survive, grow, and create new connections. And when we speak specifically of your tired eyes, blueberry juice plays an equally powerful and protective role that few know about. Anthocyanins actively protect retinal ganglion cells, which are absolutely crucial for transmitting electrical visual signals from the eye to the brain, interpreting everything you see. In fact, a fascinating study published in the journal Molecular Vision in 2019 found that regular intake of blueberry extract preserved healthy retinal structure in older subjects even under intense oxidative damage caused by natural aging. This is why blueberry juice is so effective and distinct. It doesn't just slow down the inevitable decline like most treatments, it actively supports cellular regeneration in the very delicate systems that keep you thinking clearly and seeing sharply. One of my patients, Helen, 74, told me emotionally that her reading had become frustrating and depressing. Words scrambled on the page. Her brain felt slower and foggier than ever. She started drinking blueberry juice every night religiously as I directed. Within weeks, not months, she was back to her challenging crossword puzzles that she loved. Sharp, focused, and smiling genuinely again with tears of gratitude. If you want to experience this regenerative power, here is exactly what I recommend based on clinical results. Use fresh or frozen blueberries, about a full cup. Wild blueberries are even more potent if you can find them. Blend in the blender with a little filtered water, or with half a banana if you want a thicker and creamier texture. Drink at night, about 90 minutes before sleeping, not right before. This is the exact moment when your brain initiates its natural nightly repair cycle, and these nutrients can go straight to work rebuilding while you rest deeply. Blueberry juice won't fix everything overnight magically, let's be realistic. But when you consistently give your brain and eyes the right building blocks they were desperately asking for, they respond actively. They rebuild themselves brick by brick. They regenerate even after decades of neglect, even after years of thinking you had lost too much to recover. Now we arrive at the last juice, perhaps the most surprising and underestimated of all. It is green, it is humble, it is cheap, and it can be the ultimate elixir for aging minds and tired eyes that no one told you about. Let's talk about spinach juice that the majority completely ignores. Spinach is one of the most underestimated and neglected foods for brain and eye health in the whole world, and when you turn it into fresh juice, you unlock its full hidden potential. Let's discover exactly why this humble green vegetable can be your most powerful secret weapon. Spinach is one of the most underestimated and neglected foods for brain and eye health in the whole world, and that is a silent tragedy. When you turn spinach into fresh juice, you unlock its full potential that was hidden and concentrate nutrients in a way that your body absorbs instantly. Spinach contains lutein and zeaxanthin in extremely high concentrations, those same two powerful carotenoids that are literally physically stored in the macula, that tiny central part of your retina responsible for sharp and detailed vision that you use for everything important. As we age naturally, the levels of these protective pigments decline drastically without you noticing. That is when the macula becomes vulnerable and exposed to brutal oxidative stress, accumulated UV light damage over decades, and chronic inflammation, the root causes of progressive blurry vision, and macular degeneration that steals vision from millions annually. But spinach juice offers much more than passive protection against future damage. It supports active functional repair of structures already damaged. A robust study published in the respected journal Nutrients in 2020 found definitively that higher blood concentrations of lutein and zeaxanthin coming from green leafy vegetables were directly associated with improved contrast sensitivity and increased visual processing speed, especially in older adults whose eyes were tired. In simple and practical terms, you see details more clearly and process what you see much faster without that mental lag. Now let's talk specifically about the brain, because that is where spinach shines even more. Spinach is naturally loaded with folate, a B vitamin absolutely essential and not optional for neurotransmitter production, especially dopamine and serotonin, the brain chemicals of motivation and mood that make you feel alive. But even more importantly for seniors, folate helps regulate homocysteine, a toxic compound that in elevated amounts is literally poisonous to brain cells and strongly scientifically linked to accelerated cognitive decline and even dementia. In 2018, a randomized controlled trial published in the prestigious American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with low folate levels consistently scored lower in memory and sustained attention tests. When folate was restored through a natural diet rich in vegetables, cognitive function improved measurably and visibly in weeks. Spinach also generously provides vitamin K, which directly supports the integrity of brain cell membranes and plays a crucial role in myelin formation, that protective sheath around neurons that helps electrical signals travel faster and more efficiently. What makes spinach juice especially powerful and unique is its perfect synergistic profile, a natural balance of multiple antioxidants, potent anti-inflammatory compounds, and essential vitamins that work together harmoniously to protect, nourish, and even reactivate dormant neural pathways you thought were lost forever. But there is an important catch you need to know honestly. Spinach contains natural oxalates, which can interfere with calcium absorption and might not be ideal in large raw quantities for people with existing kidney problems or a history of kidney stones. That is why juicing with smart moderation is absolutely key here. Here is exactly what I recommend based on safety and efficacy. Use a large handful of fresh raw spinach, not cooked because heat destroys nutrients. Combine strategically with a green apple or half a cucumber to soften the intense green flavor that can be too strong alone. Make fresh juice and drink in the mid-morning or before lunch, when your body can completely absorb its nutrients without interference from heavy meals in the stomach. Even a small 200 ml glass can deliver a concentrated burst of clarity for your foggy vision and for your slow thoughts. So now, we have fully explored all 4 powerful and scientific juices. Each one attacks a different but critical system, but together they form a powerful and synergistic natural protocol to support your brain and eyes as you age without fear. Next, I will show you exactly how to combine these 4 juices into a simple and easy to follow daily plan. The exact same plan I use with my own patients in the office. It is easy to follow religiously, gentle on even a sensitive stomach, and scientifically built to work powerfully, even if you are starting late in life thinking you lost too much time. The key is not to take them all at once, chaotically, but to work strategically with your body's natural rhythm for maximum absorption and measurable results. Let's assemble your complete protocol, now step by step clearly. Now that you know the 4 powerful juices individually, let me show you exactly how to put them into a simple, gentle, and easy to follow protocol in practice. A plan you can implement every day, even with the busiest schedule or the most sensitive stomach in the world. The fundamental key here is to work with your body's natural rhythm, not against it by forcing crazy schedules. Your eyes and brain repair themselves most intensely while you sleep deeply. That is scientific fact. But they also go through peaks of activity during the day, especially in the morning when you wake up and in the late afternoon when energy drops. So let's strategically support this natural biological rhythm with the right juices at the right times for maximum absorption and effect. Start your day always with fresh carrot juice right in the morning, right after waking up and doing your hygiene. Drink on a relatively empty stomach or with a light breakfast. This gives your retina the vitamin A and carotenoids it desperately needs to reset and focus clearly throughout the entire day ahead. If you take prescribed morning medication, you can drink the juice after your first light meal without any problem. In the early afternoon, usually between 2 and 4 p.m., when most feel that brutal drop in energy, this is your perfect window for invigorating beet juice. This is exactly the moment when your energy tends to plummet and circulation slows dangerously. A small 200 ml glass can restore impressive mental sharpness and improve cerebral blood flow exactly when your brain needs it most desperately. At night, about 90 minutes before going to bed to sleep, not right before, drink calming blueberry juice. This helps activate antioxidant pathways in your brain, increases BDNF for regeneration, and protects your delicate retinal nerves while you sleep and regenerate naturally. Now, where does spinach juice fit into this schedule? Spinach works best earlier in the day, around mid-morning, or together with a light lunch. The folate, vitamin K, and lutein support both neurotransmitter balance and macular repair, and absorb much better when your stomach is not completely empty, nor totally full of heavy food. You don't need to drink all 4 juices every single day religiously. That would be unrealistic and unsustainable. You can strategically rotate between them. 2 juices a day is perfectly sufficient and powerful. Or focus on just 1 juice during a whole week, then switch to another. What really matters is not obsessive perfection, it is sustainable consistency over weeks and months. These juices are not magic pills that solve everything instantly. They are powerful natural tools that work with your body. But over patient time, they restore the small systems inside you that modern life cruelly wears down. The fragile blood vessels in your retina, the communication lines between brain cells, the memory circuits dulled by stress, inflammation, or simply relentless time. You might not feel a dramatic difference on the first day, and that's okay, Be patient with yourself, but stand firm because real healing doesn't happen in a single magic night. It happens when you decide to support your body every day with small, consistent actions, one sip at a time. And if you are anxiously wondering if it is too late for you specifically, if your eyes or memory have already slid too far away, I will answer that agonizing question in the next final part. Because no matter your current age, no matter how long your eyes or memory have been worsening frighteningly, there is still a real path forward full of hope. Let me show you exactly what that path is like and why it is never too late while you are still alive and willing to try. The truth is that your body hasn't given up on you yet. It is just waiting patiently for you to give it what it needs to rebuild itself brick by brick. And it starts with simple decisions like what you choose to put in your glass every day. Let's close with the most important message of all, the one that can change your perspective on aging and give real hope where you thought there was none left. If you have reached this point in the video with me, first let me say thank you from the heart. This tells me something profound about you that goes beyond just watching another random health video on YouTube. You are here because you believe, or at least have genuine hope, that it is not too late for you specifically, that your eyes can still see clearly without that frustrating fog, that your memory can still come back working as before, that your body, even now in this exact moment, can still heal and rebuild itself. And you know what? You are absolutely right in that belief. I spent over 30 whole years walking alongside older adults, some in their 60s, others already in their advanced 80s, who honestly thought they had lost too much to recover anything. Many forgotten names that caused social shame, many blurry lines that prevented reading, many painful moments of feeling as if the world was slipping away irreversibly. But I have seen with my own eyes how the smallest consistent daily choices can absolutely turn everything upside down in a positive direction. A simple glass of fresh carrot juice in the morning, giving vital vitamin A, invigorating beet juice in the afternoon to wake up the brain with oxygen, blueberry juice before bed to help your neurons rest and rebuild during the night, spinach juice to feed your mental focus, in your eyes during the active day. It is not a magic miracle that happens overnight, but it is real and measurable momentum built brick by brick. And often, it is all your tired body was silently begging for, just a little help given consistently with genuine care and clear intention. So if today is the day you finally decide to try for real, even if it is just one juice, even if it is just a small change, then you have already done something powerfully transformative for yourself, because the honest and liberating truth is that your brain and your vision haven't given up on you yet. They haven't surrendered. They are just waiting patiently, silently, for you to give them exactly what they desperately need to function well again. And it all starts with something as simple as what you consciously choose to pour into your glass every day. Don't underestimate the accumulated power of small actions repeated with faith. Thank you sincerely for spending your precious time with me here today. If this video gave you something truly useful, some new knowledge, some renewed hope, or just a different idea that made sense, I would be deeply honored if you tapped the like button now and shared it with someone you genuinely care about. Someone who is also struggling with vision or memory and needs to hear that there is a path forward. And if you want more gentle and solid science-based ways to stay sharp and strong after 60 without depending on the pharmacy, strongly consider subscribing to this channel. We release new videos every week, always designed specifically for people exactly like you who refuse to accept decline as inevitable. And please let me know in the comments right below, have you tried any of these juices I mentioned? Which one made you most excited or curious to try first? Let's continue learning together as a community. Let's continue healing our bodies naturally. And above all, let's continue believing firmly that our best years may still be ahead waiting for us. Until next time, stay well, stay curious, and never stop taking care of that precious body and mind that brought you this far with such dignity.